Hi, it's Corey from Cambridgeshire Money, part of the Money Group with mortgage and financial service firms based all around the UK. Now today's video is about the new government announced business bounce back loan scheme. So myself and a few of the other directors within the group are getting messages from self-employed people just wanting to know if we've got any information about the scheme, because we are getting lots of anxiety really around the application process. Is it going to be difficult? Is it going to be a lot of questions? And also the eligibility as to whether or not you are actually going to be able to use the scheme or not. So hopefully this video is going to clear things up for you to just explain it a bit better with some detail. Now the important thing about this video is that it is not advice, and we're not talking about whether the scheme is actually suitable for your business or not, because we're not going to know the ins and outs, but it is more just a breakdown of how the scheme will work. So what is the scheme in itself? So it's designed to protect businesses that have had their revenue and turnover reduced due to the COVID-19 pandemic. You can apply for a loan from anywhere from £2,000 up to 25% of your business's annual turnover. There is a loan cap in place which is £50,000, so you can't borrow more than £50,000, so even if your business is turning over more than £200,001, you're still capped. £50,000 is the limit. Now the term of the loan in itself is actually for 6 years. You don't have to make any payments for the first 12 months, and in the very beginning the government will actually make a one-off payment to the lender to cover that first year's interest. The remaining 5 years, it's then down to you to repay the loan. Now there is one set interest rate across the board from all lenders with regards to this, and it's 2.5%. So this is just good news that any business going for this are going to have exactly the same low interest rate. The bigger thing probably about this kind of scheme compared to some of the others, that it is at 100% guaranteed by the government, which isn't going to mean very much to you, but it's a very, very big deal for the lender that's giving you the money, because it's giving them added security that if you fail to make your payments, which isn't going to happen, but if you did, they can fall back on the government and make sure that they're not going to miss out. So hopefully what we're going to see is that these lenders are going to not make things too difficult. So as long as the numbers stack up on the application form, we're probably not going to see a lot of declines for kind of this type of loan, just because the lender is very much protected. Something I mentioned on a previous video, and it's really important to mention now, and it's just to say again, is that this is not free money. As much as you don't need to make payments for the next 12 months, and yes, the lender is fully protected by the government, you're still going to have to make these payments, you know, in couple of 1 year's time for the next 5 years. So it's going to be really important that you're going to know that you can maintain those payments now and for the foreseeable future. The biggest concern from a lot of businesses that I've been speaking to is actually around the eligibility, and as to whether they will qualify for the scheme, and whether the application form is going to be overly complicated. Now touching back on what we mentioned before, obviously being 100% guaranteed by the government, as long as the numbers and the information stacks up on the application form, there shouldn't really be any reason as to why you would get turned down. Now there is a list of approved lenders for this particular scheme that I'll actually add into this kind of video. I've looked on a couple of lenders just to kind of really see what criteria and what they're going to be looking for alongside their application form. Now the application form is going to probably consist of around 8 simple questions. The biggest thing is going to be around the turnover situation. So one lender that I looked at in particular was asking for the turnover of the company from the 1st of January 2019 to the 31st of December 2019. But it also did say that if you happen to start your business after the 1st of January 2019, they'd want to know an estimate of the turnover from the 12 months from when the business started. Another lender that I actually checked had just said an estimate of the turnover. So it's going to be kind of down to you to those figures, which then ties in with my next point, and it's just about honesty. There is no point lying on these application forms to try and maximise the loan that you're going to get. you're going to have to be paying this loan back. These payments are going to have to be affordable. If you inflate these figures, it's only going to cause problems for you. So really be honest, make sure the information is accurate, but don't be scared of this application form. Other people I've spoken to that we've kind of talked to and had them go through the application process were very, very surprised with actually how easy they did find it. And a lot of these lenders are, in some cases, promising to have the money in the account within a couple of days. What I did see, again, with a lot of lenders was a bit interesting, is that they're asking for you to be a business banking customer with them already. And if you're not, they're asking you to become a business banking customer for those funds to be drawn down into. So a quick recap. So if you've got a business that's based in the UK that was established on or before the 1st of March 2020, and the business isn't bankrupt, insolvent, or going through a debt reconfiguration process, then you could be eligible to apply for a loan for between 2,000 up to 25% of your annual turnover. Now, the one thing I would say is just when you're thinking through all these kind of things, you've got to make sure that it's, one, the right thing for you, and two, that these payments are going to be affordable in the future. If you've got any questions, then feel free to get in touch. My contact details are at the end of this video, and I'm happy to help in any way that I can. But thank you very much for listening, and I'm Corey from Cambridge Money.